Hey, welcome back to Dad Drinks. Tonight is a special event because not only is it going to be Dad Drinks tonight, but it's also going to be Mom Drinks because we're going to be talking about her magical story of tequila and the story of ranch water. So let me welcome to the bar Mom Drinks here.
Hi.
Hi. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make up the ranch water. And then we're going to tell you the story about how Mom Drinks discovered ranch water and discovered basically tequila, which is just a really interesting story. So the first thing we're going to do is make up the ranch water. Ranch water is basically tequila. And I think I'm just going to grab the, I don't know where it is. Oh, the humidor, which is our big, huge bottle of tequila. Oh, that might not be enough to make two things of tequila, huh? So we might have to drag the Casamigos out.
Okay.
So we got the Casamigos silver. So basically ranch water is silver tequila, lime juice, which we got from our lime tree here in Savannah. So this is fresh squeezed lime juice. And then club soda, although classically ranch water is made with Topo Chico, which comes from Monterrey, Mexico. So this is also another first in that we're actually going to make two drinks here tonight at Dad Drinks. So the first thing we're going to do is it's going to be two. So one drink would be a shot of tequila. But of course, since we are making two drinks, we're going to do 2 shots of silver tequila, which is why I didn't think the humidor was actually going to last. So we're going to have to get another big bottle of that.
That looks good so far.
Doesn't it so far?
It does.
And then it's 1 ounce per drink of fresh squeezed lime juice.
Roll that.
So what we're going to do is, a whole shot here of fresh squeezed lime juice.
It's so tasty.
And then we're just going to stir that up. And there we go. And then a couple of big rocks here in each one of our glasses.
Nice.
Now, normally for Mom Drinks, this is what I make for her, a double.
He's telling my secrets.
But we're not going to do that tonight because we have more filming to do. So you don't necessarily need that, I guess. So
That's mine.
yeah, that's yours. Hold on.
Oh.
Just go straight for it because, the club soda is totally optional, apparently. So then you just top it off with the Topo Chico or the club soda.
That looks so good.
And then, if you go to a bar, they're probably going to put, a lime wheel on the side of it. But
I'm not that fancy.
So there we go. So welcome to Dad Drinks.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, not exactly my favorite drink, but that's okay. I'll drink it.
It's good.
So here's the whole story. Now, I don't think I'm telling tales out of school here, and I think because it's pretty much on the blog. Mom Drinks is a type 1 diabetic. And the problem is with type 1 diabetics, you can't do a lot of sugary drinks. So like the Miami Vice that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, that's right out. The old-fashioned is pretty much out just because, classically an old-fashioned has got, a lot of sugar in it, either simple syrup or a couple of cubes of sugar. Plus, bourbon is actually pretty high in the glycemic index, if you will, in terms of what sugar is in it. Tequila, interestingly enough, is not. And the way we found this out was we went on a cruise to Cozumel, like we recently went on, but this was back in 2017. And we went on a cruise to Cozumel. And during that cruise, one of the excursions we had an option for in Cozumel was to go to this place called Discover Mexico. And at Discover Mexico, they had the Jose Cuervo tasting experience. So we went there, and outside of the actual Discover Mexico Park, which at Cozumel is this whole thing that they used to have. Unfortunately, it's closed now. But what they used to have was this whole thing that told you about the culture of that area of Mexico, which is mostly Incan and Mayan. So they had they had dioramas with the Mayan pyramids, and they had the guys who spun down off the big 60, 70, 80-foot pole that hangs up in the air. And the other thing they had outside of it was basically like a couple of shipping containers that Jose Cuervo had turned into a tasting room. So we go to the Cuervo tasting experience. And usually when we went to these tasting experiences, whether at that time, a lot of what I did, I hadn't really gotten into cocktails and hard liquor. I was mostly into beer, like craft beers and stuff. So we'd go on these beer tasting things, and basically I would end up with all of the beer, because that's not real good for diabetics either. So I'd end up with all the beer. So we went to this, and Mom Drinks is sitting down, and you can see the picture of her with her 3 tequilas in front of her if you go to the blog at daddrinks.com. And as she's starting to discuss with our tour guide, he basically says to her, "Oh no, tequila is very good for diabetics. It really helps with your blood sugar." And at the time, she had a constant glucose monitor. So that's one of the things that you put on your arm or on your hip or whatever, and it constantly monitors your glucose. You just put up your cell phone to it, and it tells you what your glucose level is. So he said to her, "Go ahead, take the first one." And the thing was, we had 3 tequilas, and if you know about tequila, you know that tequila comes in silver, which is what we have with the Casamigos, but it also comes in Reposado and then Añejo. So we basically got one of each to taste from the Jose Cuervo line. She tastes the silver, and then, he tells her to wait a couple minutes, and he goes, "Now check your CGM," and she checks it, and her blood sugar actually started dropping.
Just a little bit.
So this was when she figured out, I can drink tequila. And for the longest time, honestly, folks, she was a cheap date. She drank club soda with lemon. I'm going out, I'm getting 2, 3, 4 beers at a time, or 2, 3, 4 drinks at a time. She's getting club soda with lemon. I'm going, well, this works out, because, we're walking out of there pretty cheap. So the other thing was that then we started experimenting with different, mixes and different drinks she can make out of that. And originally we found this, the whole lime juice and Topo Chico or club soda, because we had gone into another place and they were like, her thing was, can't have anything with sugar in it, so what can you make for me with tequila? And they came up with this, but they never told her what it was. So she just thought it was just some interesting drink.
It was magical.
So what happened was, instead of ordering this, we had seen something online where there was somebody famous. It might have been Frank Sinatra, or it might have been somebody else. And what he did was he actually had business cards made up with his preferred drink order. So we actually did that. We went to, one of those online make up your business card things, and we called it the Judy. And we started going out, and when she would order this stuff, she would hand off the business card, and she would go, "I just want the Judy," and the bartender would read it. Most bartenders never said anything until at one point she handed it off to a bartender, and I don't even remember where, and he looked at it and said, "Oh, you want a ranch water."
Yeah.
And that's how we figured out that this was the ranch water. And that's the whole story of Mom Drinks and ranch water and figuring out that tequila is good if you're a diabetic.
And it tastes so good, too.
It does. It's very good for her. Cheers. Again. So remember, subscribe, go to daddrinks.com, get yourself some merchandise. I guess we're going to have to start making up Mom Drinks.
I need a shirt.
T-shirts and hoodies and everything else. And today, actually, when we're filming this, you won't see it till Thursday, but today is actually the first day of fall. So, it got all the way down to 88 here in Savannah. So fall is upon us. So we might have to start wearing hoodies. But anyway, good luck. Have a fun week. We'll see you next week. Next week, we're going to start talking about hockey, because hockey season's opening up. So it's time for that. And then we got a lot of stuff, a lot of interesting stuff coming up for October. So we'll see you soon. Cheers. Please hit like and subscribe, and visit daddrinks.com for recipes, merchandise, and more fun stuff.